All right, well, I've got one more that kind of ties in, meatheads and everything like that. It's a little odd, but I'm going to go with the Predator from Predator because hunting is a f***ing sport.
All right.
Okay.
Brings in f***ing Arnold.
He found the loophole. He found the loophole.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He's hunting the most dangerous prey too, which is humans.
Game.
You're drunk.
All right, Muscle Geeks episode 7. Guys, welcome to the show. Today we're talking about a lot of trailers. So we're talking that new Superman trailer. We're talking the Naked Gun reboot, but it's not a reboot.
Not a reboot.
Not a reboot.
A continuation.
It's a
Gotta be
sorry.
cool.
Sorry.
It's done.
Yeah. And then we're also talking about the Ironheart trailer and Spaceballs too, and we're all pumped about that. But today we're going to do our introductions really fast. To my left is fellow muscle geek Derek.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And to my far right, fellow muscle geeker Steve.
What's up, bitches?
We got in the booth, we got Terry,
Hey, Tiny Terry.
and we have our first guest today. So we have the owner of Violate the Dress Code, Chris Zimmerman. Chris, welcome.
How are you guys? Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks for
And-
coming, buddy.
We've got our team of superhero-like females. That's what it's about, man.
So Chris, for the few people that don't know what Violate the Dress Code is, why don't you explain it in a few sentences, man?
Well, we're an athletic brand. We really do go hard in the fitness industry and push that. I mean, when we did start, we were outcasts. I mean, you didn't see women that were muscular, things like that. And now kind of that's what we're all about. Be your own superhero. I mean, look at the girls. Be confident, be proud. Don't sit there and hide yourself, show off, be happy, be beautiful, be yourself, stay true to yourself.
Yeah, I own a couple gyms, and we do see like some of the most fit women that are definitely wearing the brand. But it's cool seeing women that maybe aren't super fit still rocking the hell out of it, which is cool, man. So it's really for everyone, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
And I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
So Chris, what is the website? What's the Instagram? What's everything?
ViolateTheDressCode.com. The Instagram's Violate the Dress Code. TikTok's Violate the Dress Code. Surprise, surprise.
There we go.
Nice.
All right. So guys, let's just kick things right off. Before we do, if you guys would be so kind as to follow Violate, but also if you would follow us on all the social media platforms, subscribe. What else do we do, Derek? We pound the subscribe, we punch it,
Pound it.
pound it. Yeah.
Pound the
If
subscribe.
you guys are in the chats, get your
Hit it.
top 5 athletes ready, fictional athletes. And then make sure you like this video. So let's do the housekeeping segment. And Steve, that's you, buddy. If you guys haven't know, I'll catch you up real quick. Steve started a Dungeons and Dragons campaign with his other buddies. He's in week 2. And what's your hero name?
Debologen.
The Bologen. So what's the Bologen up to, Steve?
Yeah, dude. Last night got pretty wild. Starting exploring a little bit more. Got into a lot of battles. Again, Stevie G, man, likes to throw curveballs at us. Loves throwing in some lady randomly in the woods as we're out here traveling, for the Men of the Frost, right? We joined some kingdom thing, right? And we're out here traveling, and all of a sudden we
Men of the Frost.
I don't know, man. That's like
They're the dungeon master, and they like make the rules.
we had to join some like army type thing and like defend the king and some crazy shit, and we had to sign a contract with them and give blood, and I'm fucking in the thick of it.
Do a blood oath?
buddy. Pretty much, yeah.
It's hardcore, man.
So they were like training us, and they wanted to test our strength and our wit and all that. So they sent us into the woods to, complete a mission for them. And they just kind of observed us. And I mean, we fucked shit up. We did a good job. And then, like Steve, in true Stevie G fashion, we stumble upon a mistress in the woods. And,
Whoa.
if you tuned in last week, my man is itching to give a tug and rub to one of us. I mean, this guy puts on he tries his best to do some sexy Delco rat voice.
You're doing some method acting.
What?
Dude,
So the dungeon master, there's characters in this game, right? And then the dungeon master has to act out those characters.
He was acting out the mistress.
oh yeah. So like some of them were women, right? We come across like females and he switches his voice up.
If you're lonely enough.
Yeah. And her name's Celine. And
Celine, that's
sends us
a
a
hot
picture.
name.
And as soon as I seen the picture, I knew what he was doing. I knew what he was doing as soon as I seen the picture. And I told the crew, and I was like, guys, don't fall for don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. And she was trying to take our souls, man. She was trying to lure us back to her
Succubus.
Oh,
to her lair,
Yeah.
and promised us the world if we would give us options. We could either like give blood, and we would get some magical fucking things that we need to complete our journey, or if we were to give her a kid, we would get. And I was like, guys, don't fall for it. And one of my amigos he was trying to nibble, and I was like, buddy, don't do it.
yeah.
Oh, man.
But I'm telling you, Stevie G's itching for some virtual boot knocking.
Oh, man.
The last 2 weeks have been pretty wild.
That's awesome.
All
right. So another update, Derek. You want to talk about Derek's road to greatness?
Oh, yeah.
Crazy, bro.
Oh, yeah. After,
Hey, can you make the screen bigger?
oh, yeah. Chat's a little small.
My eyes are getting
This is old eyes.
my
Can't
old
read
eyes.
that.
Yeah. But what's it all about, Derek?
Oh, yeah.
Derek has an
So-
announcement.
I'm
Thanks, Derek.
I'm getting fucking yoked again, boys. Stoked. I can't wait. When my wife got pregnant, I said, let's have fun with the diet. I don't really give a shit. You're pregnant. I'm getting in on this too. This is fun as hell, enjoy it. And then, but I was still working out all the time, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But then baby boy came along and I was like, I'll have time. I don't have time. I have no time. Part-time job and just my business, which is in the summer months, very busy. And then everything else in life, just being a dad. So schedule's finally lining up again so I can get back in there. So
we're gonna track your progress each week, just like the Bologen over here.
exactly. It's just going to be fun.
Love
You
that,
know,
dude.
Consistency is key.
That's
Having
awesome, man.
You guys check in on me is just a little bit more motivated.
Shame you. I don't think there's enough shame that's going out, so I'll definitely shame you. If you guys aren't aware, speaking of that shaming, we're going to be doing what are we doing? Training with the Muscle Geeks? New show starting Thursday.
Thursday.
If you guys are interested in watching us yell at each other while we're working out, we'll be live streaming that on Thursday. Yeah, it's gonna be. That's how.
What time? Which gym
8
you going
o'clock.
to?
The gym, Alpha Flight Fitness,
8
in
a.m.
Downingtown, 8 p.m.
It's all right. You ever hear of it? Alpha Flight's all right. It's,
Oh wow.
Maybe it'll get the job done. If you need a quick pump, you need to just kind of like, only got a couple minutes. It's a quick, pit stop.
We'll be doing it with Zach Hamilton, who's Steve's role model. Zach's been in the gym for years. He's a champion bodybuilder, and he's stronger than Steve in every capacity.
Yeah, tune in Thursday and you'll learn what type of guy this guy is.
But before we go on to the show, can we
Wow.
clean up the chat a little bit, Terry? Can you scroll up, please?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? We're popping off.
Chat's thumping today.
D&D child support. That's fucking hilarious.
So, all right, Stevie G says another ball, dude. You can't be serious.
I didn't even notice it too. Yeah.
Chris Paluzzi says
Got him.
Steve's in the shadows like the Dark Knight. Mr. Milquetoast, Women of Wrestling taps into the same concept. I'm sure you're talking about Violate the Dress Code. Zach Hamilton pounding. Mr. Milquetoast, let's just get it out of the way. Sport, boxing, character, Rocky Balboa, IP, Rocky movies. Pound Town. We can still talk about it. Daniel LaRusso, Adam Banks, Mighty Ducks. Dude, Adam Banks is
I
great.
think Danny LaRusso's a terrible.
Adam Banks
Yeah,
is
that
so
one.
good.
Banks
He
is
got
a
taken
great
out
choice.
every movie because he
Let's not get into it
But
yet.
we're gonna get there.
Clean it up.
All right.
We're gonna get there.
Rocky Karate Kid is from my sister, Mr. Milquetoast. Nerd question. What is the alignment of your character, Steve?
So if you're asking if that, you're speaking nerdy to me, and I don't really know. But if you're asking, like, he's a dragonborn barbarian, if that helps.
All right, Stevie GR. D-Ball was trying to get a rub and tug. Don't let him lie to you guys. Steve, is that true? Were you trying to get a rub and tug?
No, but like there was only two options, right? And these guys, listen.
Allegedly got a rubbing.
Listen, I'm telling you, he sets me up, right? The week before, he put me in space because I tried to intimidate his fucking map geek fucking nerd. And he didn't like that. So he put me in space for like 10, 15 minutes, which is kind of like a virtual timeout. Right. And then he brings me back as he's at, acting out that female barkeep I was telling you about, trying to get my man's up there. So this time he literally was luring us in and only give us 2 options. And I had to I'm definitely not engaging in that. So yeah, dude, you can take my blood and, I had to sell a piece of my soul. But dude, I don't know who's worse with trying to, get a piece between him and Zach.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like he's chomping at the bit. Just to give him a taste, dude. And I told him, looking's free. Touching's going to cost you, and he's each week, man, each week.
All right. So going back to the chat after that, Mr. Milquetoast, I'll make a man out of you. Shannon said Willie Mays Hayes, which
Good one. That's a
the
good
first one or the second one. If the lady has horns, it's a red flag. Mr. Milquetoast, D&D Child Support Edition.
Yeah, for real.
There's Zach Hamilton right in the chat. Should do this with Steve too. Zach said, calm down, little man. Neat said, old eyes, I sell glasses. She's talking about my poor vision. Said, thank you, thank you. Jacqueline Paluzzi, Happy Gilmore. Mr. Milquetoast, as a card-carrying nerd, the closest I get to a gym is my living room floor, and my workouts consist of push-ups and sit-ups, not exactly the road to Yokeville. That's not true, man.
Not true.
Fitness is different for everyone, man.
That's right.
Jacqueline Paluzzi, Bobby Boucher.
I thought I was going to be the only one to pick him.
A lot.
Yeah.
I'm still let down. I thought I was going to be that was going to be my original.
You can still bring him up. This is just the chat
So look,
throwing ideas.
um,
You can absolutely talk about it.
Chris, to give you an idea of what this podcast is about, before we get this thing really kicked off, Terry, could you put something on the screen?
Yep, I got you.
Steve, can you explain what you think about this specific character
Oh, Jesus.
in a few words, please? Give
So
you
my heart-
context. That's Superman.
Yeah. I know who it is.
Is that fucking Henry?
No, but yeah.
Wait, what?
Don't you dare. Chris, don't you dare.
Wait, that's
Don't
the
you
new.
dare. No.
Bring that back up. No, that.
Let me break
What?
that down. No.
Jack.
No.
Fuck.
Listen.
Look at him. He put on 40 pounds.
That's him at the
After?
Yeah.
That's him at the gym, fresh off of a pump. Now pull what he looks like now during the movie, because that ain't there. That's a fresh pump. A fresh pump. That goes away 30 minutes after he leaves the gym. He's flexing. He's holding his breath. He's trying super fucking hard right now. And then look at that geek next to him. Look at that.
Dude, he's huge. It's just
His red
sideways.
Yeah, that's
his red underwear is bigger than his arms. Are you kidding?
That's nuts.
You talk about a catfish.
Chris
You think
Paluzzi
that
said,
guy's
"What are we
showing up to
saying?"
save the day, and then you get that geek.
Oh, they can't see.
Chris said we can't see what you guys are seeing. So guys, it is it's a picture of David Cornsweat in the gym. He's got a t-shirt over his neck.
I
He's
got him.
flexing. Terry's got it fixed. Thanks for letting us know.
the new
Chris.
Superman, if you don't know.
Yeah, dude, this isn't. Come
He
on,
looks fucking crazy good though. Shit.
don't do it. Don't
All right, so
dare.
let's go right to it now. This week,
All right.
This week, we're diving into our top 5 fictional athletes. So from underdog boxers to over-the-top sports legends who could never exist in real life, but we wish they did. Whether they're dominating the ring, the field, or the dojo, these characters left their mark. So Steve, kick us off with your first pick in no particular order.
So my first pick, no particular order, but this is probably my number one. Any given Sunday, Steamin' Willie Beeman.
That's what
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Great
JB
pick.
Fox.
Yeah.
Starts off as the
Brought that
backup.
movie up.
Quarterback goes down. He comes in, lights it up, then struggles, gets an ego, starts doing commercials, puts out a little song. But I mean, first off, phenomenal movie. Probably my favorite football movie.
When I watch this,
a
though, I
great
get
one,
more
man.
like arena football vibes from the game than I do like NFL vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that too. But it's so good.
I'm sorry, say that again. I completely.
Like I got more like, it felt more like an arena football league than it did like an NFL league, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
I think that's accurate. But there's also a lot of hidden stars in here. Like Terrell Owens was in it.
Yeah. Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, Lawrence Taylor. Yeah, he's a starting middle linebacker for the team. And then on like opposite teams, there was like other like former now professional athletes that were on it. But I mean, the highlight of this movie is that speech at the end, where Al Pacino at halftime. I mean, it's awesome. Like I know you guys said, last
All-time speech, man.
sometimes you guys will be in the gym listening to Dragon Ball Z like a bunch of nerds.
Dragon Ball Z has a lot of crossover.
All right,
Getting
the
hyped
ball
up.
is in.
Getting hyped.
Go
up.
save
Just
your.
talked about making out and getting a hand job.
Listening to a soundtrack of
You're gonna make fun of us?
Goku. Sometimes I put that speech on, man, and it gets me where I need to be.
All right.
But yeah, Willie Beeman,
Good
Peter.
pick. Good pick.
Great pick, Derek.
All right, I'm going with Pablo Sanchez from Backyard Baseball.
I never saw it.
I had him as
Don't
an
even
honorable
know.
mention.
Mm.
He was an
I
honorable
don't know if you
mention.
guys ever played that as a computer game when we were kids?
He was the GOAT.
He the greatest of all time. Guaranteed home run slugger.
Wait,
I mean,
what?
Backyard Baseball Hall of Fame.
You can't
Backyard
play
baseball.
clips, can you? Or you mute it?
No, just
We were doing that and they kept flagging us for stuff. But it was awesome, man. You could build your own team of these kids like Sandlot style. And they all had their different, strengths and weaknesses for how they played and everything. And you could build your own team and you could play other teams, the computer. It was super fun. And this kid,
PC?
yeah,
This is like back in the day.
this kid was hitting dingers every time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, he was the cheat code. He was like
Really
Mike
was.
Vick, 04 Madden.
for real.
You couldn't stop him.
Terry, what
I
about?
wonder what he's up to now.
Yeah.
Hey, he's definitely bald.
Oh, definitely bald. He's
There's
bald
no
now.
hair under that dome mitt.
No way.
Terry, do you got one?
I do. I am going to kick it off with someone we talked about briefly on another episode, but Bugs Bunny in Space Jam is an elite level athlete and the reason that Michael Jordan is able to win the game against the Monstars. I think he does some amazing moves, shows some athletic ability, and not only made us laugh, but, made us remember what's important in life. So I'm going Bugs Bunny with my pick.
All right.
It's true.
Bugs Bunny. I will go with an actual classic film. I will bring taste
Dare.
and class back to this podcast. I'm going to go with 1984's The Natural,
Okay.
Roy Hobbs,
Mm.
played by Robert Redford, who, backstory, my mom would never kick him out of bed if he came over. We'll just leave it at that. Handsome man. He ends up getting shot by someone that's looking to like murder all the best athletes or something like that. Gets shot, comes back years later as an older man and has a special bat. I think it was like hit by lightning, a tree out in his backyard on his farm. He carved it into a bat. Bat breaks. He tells the bat boy, pick me a winner, Bobby. And then Bobby gives him his bat that Roy helped him make, hits a home run, walks away the winner, has a kid at the end, has a catch with him in the field. It is an awesome movie. If you guys haven't seen it, I just told you the entire movie. But if you want to go actually see the movie, go see it. Roy Hobbs, The Natural.
Nice.
Chris, how about you? Do you have one on mine?
Well, I was going to say Bobby Boucher from Waterboy.
Yeah.
I'm still going to go with him.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
He was just one of those old like feel good movies, making fun of him. Everybody's rooting against him. And
Yeah.
come on, Powerbomb, Captain
Yeah.
Insano.
Right.
One of the best fucking lines in movie. That's just a classic.
The whole movie.
If you don't walk out of that like laughing and smiling and feeling good, there's something wrong with you.
What
And that was back when he was
you dick.
and that was back when he was still killing it with movies, and he
Yeah.
kind of lost a little bit. Now he seems to have came back again.
What do you think
But
about the new Happy Gilmore coming out?
That does look good. That's his last movies on Netflix. They were pretty good too. So
Oh, come on. No.
no,
Chris.
yeah, no, I do.
They're
I do.
dumpster fires of films.
No,
It's an absolute dumpster
Bitter.
fire. It
He's
keeps
got
the
some
homeless
good ones on
people warm at night when you watch those movies.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore too.
All right, Derek. I'm sorry, Steve. What do you got for number 2, buddy?
Number
Before
2.
Steve, you want to go to the chat real quick?
Yeah, we'll go in the chat. We'll clean it up.
go.
Guys, thanks for all these these options here. But Mike Dobbs said better get back in the gym, fatty.
Oh, I am.
Is that about Derek? We'll clean Derek up. Shannon said Forrest
Thanks.
Gump. Like that. Your character is chaotic neutral. Shake my head. Stevie GR said that.
Yes, that's probably.
Chris Paluzzi talking about can't see it. Don't have too many pictures of men with pumps up there. Steve will get excited. Zach, see you on Thursday. Chris Paluzzi, Chris Paluzzi, Cavill wannabe, talking about Superman. Great choice,
Facts,
Steve.
facts.
Talking about your pick. talking about Beeman. Game of Inches. Let's see. Benny the Jet from Sandlot. That's a good pick. We'll talk about that
We'll
later.
be in there.
Wait,
Pablo
the
Sanchez. What a call.
kickboxer?
Benny the Jet? No, he's from the Sandlot.
Sandlot.
Shannon. Marla Hooch. Hooch. And Chris Paluzzi following it up. Marla Hooch. Yeah, my sister's neat. So she said, made us watch this so many times. And then mixed martial arts character Chung Lee. Street
Chung
Fighter
Lee,
video
yeah.
games. That is Mr. Milquetoast. You never cease to amaze, my friend. But going back to that's Marla Hooch. What a hitter.
Oh, what a hitter. Dude,
She's in like the far away outfield when they're doing all the close up videos of all the players.
she's so far away.
I'm gonna start using that when I see these.
Like,
people
listen,
at the bar.
listen, misters. My daughter might not be as pretty as these other girls.
Oh, my God.
All right, Steve, what do you got, buddy?
My next pick, Tim Riggins,
Oh,
That was my honorable mentions.
the TV series. Yeah.
Yeah.
all right. The TV series version, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Went to jail for cars, right? They chop shop. They had a chop shop.
I don't think he went to jail. I think he got into some legal issues, but somehow he skipped jail.
No, he did a year.
Oh, did he?
He got out. Yeah.
I haven't seen
didn't
it in
know
a
that.
while.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he was a stud. 44.
Show was awesome.
Show was a great show. Great show.
And for three bald guys on this panel, he had a fantastic mane.
Great head of
Yeah.
hair.
Little
Yeah.
jealous.
Great head
Yeah.
of hair.
Take a trip to
And the
Turkey.
thing that really got me, like he's relatable. Back in that time, like he was just trying to play ball and drink beers with the boys at the end.
That's all he was about, man.
That's all he
just
was about.
Imagine how good he could have been if he wasn't
Yeah.
like perpetually hungover.
And he tries, right? Because he
Yeah.
tries to sober up. He dates
Yeah.
a girl who's kind of trying to get him on the right path. He gets into college, but the party animal in him just keeps bringing him back.
I normally can't do like the soap opera, the teen drama, but fuck, man, this is so good.
Yeah, this was a good one.
Right off the rip, the first episode, it's so good.
What do you got, Derek?
All right, up next. Let's
And
see.
just while Derek's keying that up, how about Coach Taylor being our new Green Lantern?
Yeah.
True,
No.
true. All right, up next, I'm going Frank Dukes.
Oh,
Bloodsport.
Well, he's
Oh,
not fictional.
jeez.
Frank Dukes is real.
We're going with the Kumite, all that. That all was real. He went and rolled
Yeah.
his shit in glass and was fucking people up doing
Yeah,
it.
he got blinded.
All that was
Stage
real.
broke. He beat up a sumo wrestler. Frank
Wait.
Dukes. It's not fictional feats, right? It was fictional athletes, right?
All right.
What?
Well,
What am I missing?
Frank Dukes, Jean-Claude Van
DUX.
Damme in Bloodsport.
DUX.
Operator error.
I think it's
Is that- is that-
DUEX.
Is that really for real? I never knew that if that was a real thing.
I did not
Apparently,
know
though-
that was.
It was found that it was fake. Like he wasn't real.
Oh, well then.
Wasn't his
Well, then
feats
shut
weren't
up.
real, but he's a real fighter.
Okay.
Feats weren't real, but he was a real fighter.
Well, Rocky's based off a real fucking fighter too. So yeah, does that take him off the
Yeah,
board?
but it's not directly named
He didn't-
Rocky Marciano. He's named Rocky
So-
Balboa.
It's still based off the same guy.
No, it's not.
Did that guy go get a
completely
robot for his drunk brother-in-law? No, it's different.
All right.
You know,
Yeah.
Bloodsport.
Happy birthday,
Mortal
Paulie.
Kombat was based off that, and they couldn't
Good.
use it.
What?
Yeah. Mortal Kombat was supposed to be Van Damme,
Yeah.
and they couldn't get the
Yeah.
rights, so that's how it became Johnny Cage. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Nice Easter egg drop.
Interesting.
Hell yeah. All right. Well, that was a great pick by me. Thanks for wasting our time, John.
Terry,
All right.
redeem us, please, man.
I kind of always followed it. How did I not fucking know that? I'm like, what?
I grew up on those movies.
I love that. Yeah, yeah.
What do you got, Terry?
Kickboxers.
Rex Kwanda.
I am going with Rex.
Rex Kwando.
Okay, that's a good one.
All right.
Hi. Absolutely. This
Oh.
guy was always awesome.
Never crossed
He had
my mind.
amazing pants. And, he just let us all know that sometimes you got to bow to your sensei.
Bow to your senses.
Bow to yours.
Dude, true story. I have those pants. I have them.
Wear them Thursday.
I have them Thursday.
Wear them Thursday.
Do some Rex Kwando.
Uh,
Yeah.
I believe you had an interesting night in those pants too. Not like a year or so ago.
Did I get what?
I said you had an interesting night in those pants probably like a year or two ago. I
Oh,
believe.
we'll talk about that when we.
another-
We'll create a
Oh.
paywall and we'll have that story.
Is that Muscle Geeks After Dark?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. We'll just leave that there.
All
All
right.
right, my pick.
Anyway.
Dottie Henson. Speaking of a league of their own. Now, listen, Dottie was so good, but she didn't want to be that good. That's what I took from that. She just wanted to be a family person. She just wanted to love on her husband, but he was away at war. She didn't want to play, but her kid sister couldn't get off the farm unless she went with her. Dottie Henson,
Yeah, she was a stud.
I salute you. You could have had a phenomenal career. You just didn't want it enough.
Very lucky that she.
Wait, hold on. How are you gonna give Derek shit for his?
So let's circle back to.
Well, what does it say here?
Oh, gee, who's this?
Was inspired by Dorothy
Dottie.
Literally in Bloodsport, the guy's name.
You're
is
giving
Frank
me
Dukes.
so
and
much
Frank
shit for
Dukes.
this
Classic John. Classic
double
John.
standard over here.
No.
You want your cake and eat it too.
If you're basing it off of a character, or is it actually the character? Frank Dukes, they used the name Frank Dukes. This one, it didn't use.
They used Dottie. That's what
Dottie.
they called her.
All right. Well then.
Dottie is Dorothy.
All right. Steve, what do you got next?
Grow up, Peter Pan.
What do you got next?
Count Chocula.
Chris, I'm sorry. Do you have one?
Yeah, I was
Careful,
gonna
I
go
hope
with
it's not inspired by anyone.
with Karate Kid, Daniel LaRusso. I know somebody mentioned him again, but that was one as a little kid. Who the fuck did not practice the crane kick?
Yeah.
I mean, that was like everybody. And then you watch later on all the YouTube videos, like he was the bad guy, and you're like, oh fuck that. Oh wait,
Yeah.
you can curse. Okay,
No, you're good.
that makes sense. Like, was he the bad guy? He was kind of torturing.
I saw that. in,
like, yeah. But that was one that kind of always, as a little kid, just nostalgia. Then it came back.
Cobra
TV show
Kai.
ended up
It's not
being amazing.
Yeah. You're right with that kick too. I mean, everyone did it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, there's-
Danny's
Yeah, but what a
Daniel LaRusso. Danny
Right
Zuko.
there.
Same difference.
Yeah, man. Steve, do you got pick 3?
Yeah. So this is it's kind of like a twofer. I can't say one without saying the other.
All right.
So Alvin Mack and Steve Lattimore
Oh,
or
fuck.
Latimer from the program.
I think Chris Paluzzi was talking about the program.
This one is a heater.
Only I thought that would be so original too. Fuck.
Yeah. These two guys, dude, absolute units.
That dude was
Two different dynamics.
badass.
The middle linebacker just like in order to like get hype up before games would just make up stories to the opponent team about like, oh shit, you're the one who shot at my mama last week. And the running backs from the opposite team,
Just start going nuts.
yeah, are like, what? I don't know who your mom is. And he goes, yeah, motherfucker, like, right, like that's hilarious. And then the other guy, Steve Latimer, right, just a roided up wild dude. Face paints is wild, right? Some people put eye black on. This guy does like skull paintings on his face. Just a wild man. Quite the character. Absolute unit.
I mean, he was somebody too that was probably written as a character to be a bad guy, but then in the bodybuilding world, it was like, fuck, he's awesome. Look at him shooting up.
Dude.
Like, I think that was the first time I ever saw somebody in a movie as a little kid, like shooting steroids. Like, and they probably did it to make him look bad. And my dumbass is like, he's my hero.
That guy just
Like, he's fucking awesome.
do that.
Yeah, like literally, yeah.
It's like, oh, what is that?
But as you said, that's
The B
one
vitamin.
I had pulled up, and I'm like, nobody else is gonna say this.
yeah.
Fuck.
No, dude, that's a good
Dude, it's
I quit. I fucking quit.
I don't want to see him across the line from me.
No.
absolutely
Oh my
not.
God.
But Derek, who would you like to see from across the line from me with your next pick?
Oh man. You know, that's a great question, which leads me into a pick I can't believe no one has said yet. Shane Falco.
The replacements.
That's right.
Wow.
I mean, that whole movie's littered with great athletes. I almost went with the middle linebackers.
Yeah, you should have.
I love
Shane
him.
Falco.
Dude,
Oh,
real
you
quick,
get
I
your
was
own
went with
pick.
the kicker because I want my kicker smoking
Ooh.
cigarettes on the sideline drunk, but the kick
All these guys were going through my head when I was thinking about this pick, but I'm going with him because he led them to victory, pulled it together, and forced this ragtag group of replacements into the best team possible.
He was kind of a
for being what they were. It's pretty great, man. Really funny. Keanu Reeves killed it. I mean, we all remember
shout out to the cheerleader.
the Rose Bowl, but after that,
Yeah.
the cheerleading tryouts montage is one of the funniest things ever.
Terry, do you have one?
I'm going to have to quick guess mine, but actually, it looks like somebody in the chat agrees with me. P. Watts, absolutely. We are going with the Bash Brothers
Yeah.
from
Solid pick.
the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, we need more Mighty Ducks love.
The Bash Brothers were particularly special because they were doing moves you just hadn't seen before. You know, they were,
Selling this shit.
dude, they were letting people skate at them and then ducking down and then exploding up and sending people through glass, which would never shatter in real life. That's how strong these Bash brothers were. I mean, especially when they were brothers. You know, it started with just Fulton, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't until D2,
No.
the Mighty Ducks, where we encountered the Bash brothers. And I just wish they also did a bunch of drugs like the real life Bash
I bet
brothers.
you they did.
Yeah.
We could write a script about that. The Fall of the Bash Brothers.
Sure they did.
Hey, let's clean up the chat real fast.
I get to
Chris
go home to
Paluzzi with
Startle
I get to
every
go home
night.
to Startle every night. Sweep the leg, break the wrist, walk away, forget about it. I
Forget
can't
about
read.
it.
Dukes
Break the
was
wrist,
real, and the
walk away.
story of his feats are more complex. There seems to be something to what he says, but it would seem that he has stretched the blanket a mite as well. Mr. Milquetoast, you need to start writing for me, man, and probably talking because I can't read.
Yeah, we got to dumb it down here.
Zach Hamilton just ordered a great short shirt for Thursday.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Paul said I crane kicked the shit out of my and then later his sister growing up.
Nice.
The Brass Brothers from the Mighty Ducks, Mr. Milquetoast, sport, football, position, kicker, character, Gus. IP, the movie Gus.
Oh, I remember
Plot
that.
about
It's
to
about a
lose his
horse.
NFL franchise and owner uses
this
loophole.
your works cited page?
Kicking the mule to win. All right. So my pick
All right, which
is probably the most successful because it's a franchise. This athlete not only played basketball,
Oh, dude.
but he was also a world
Oh, my God.
crushing wide receiver.
I can't believe you said franchise, dude.
This actually spun
You knew
spun
when he
off
was-
Yeah.
into sequel and a threequel with Air Buddies, the puppies. Now, if you guys know, I have a son. His name's Clark Kent, and he's an 11-month-old golden retriever, and
Softest
he
dog
is the
out there,
elitist
softest
golden
dog in the
retriever.
world.
But Air Bud, he played basketball. Then in the sequel, he played football. Air Bud Golden Retriever, or was it
golden receiver.
I'm sorry, Golden Receiver, yes. And then the sequel, Air Buddies. Now, someone in the store that I own, aka Philly Gaines, thank you, told me today that the movie was made because the dog was being trained to play basketball. And they actually made the movie around that.
What?
So this is a real athlete again.
He's legit.
that you are making okay for.
Breaking the rules, John.
Yeah, I guess
Wow.
Breaking the rules.
My
Wow.
pick
Special
has-
boy.
My pick has not one, not two, but 3 films. So
Looks
winning.
Like 4 here, bud.
yeah.
Whoa.
4.
I will say, I got a golden retriever right around the same time this movie came out. And you better believe I was playing basketball in the driveway.
Dude, this
That
pick
dog.
just
Oh,
speaks
yeah.
volumes of who
would hit
you
the
are.
ball. She would hit the ball with her nose.
Air Bud?
It was a fun time.
Jesus, dude. I could just see you as a kid watching this, chomping on your shitty milk duds, just fucking.
Steve, did you have a
neighborhood
dog
kids
growing
probably,
up?
Yeah.
Like making fun of you. I'm sorry, what?
Did you have a dog growing up?
Yeah.
You're probably addicted to it then if you're not.
No,
Man,
but I don't know if my dog was more athletic than me, then, that's the problem.
Well, if your dog's more athletic than you, that is a problem.
Clark's watching the stream and Jacqueline Paluzzi's watching him. Says Clark approves this choice. So I don't know, Steve. I think you're outnumbered here, buddy. But all right.
How good is he at playing fetch?
He's phenomenal.
Oh, is he? 'Cause
Yeah.
I see the videos.
He
I see the video. Don't lie.
I don't
Don't
think
lie.
that's what's funny and cute.
Don't
I
lie.
post
Yeah,
the
funny
best
and
stuff that he
cute,
does.
dude.
I keep
Funny
that
and
for
cute.
me and him.
Yeah. Fucking dud.
All right, Chris, do you got one?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Little Mac.
Little
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Nice pick. I thought
mean-
that was going to be a Terry pick today.
That's kind of, at the time, Mike Tyson was fucking invincible.
Mm-hmm.
You could not beat him. And that was just, God, before there was YouTube videos of how to, could you imagine playing a video game now without like a YouTube tutorial walking through like how the fuck
It's
did
way
we even
too easy
figure
to
this shit
get
out
through it now. Yeah.
and beat these characters? But that's kind of an iconic old school retro game on the Nintendo.
That's a great pick.
Yeah. Yeah, that
This
game,
game-
stole some hours from me growing up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this is
Tough.
Doesn't this look like he's fighting Steve?
Terry, didn't we stream this on 8-Bit Beef one time?
Oh, is this what we're doing, Terry? This is what we're
think-
doing? All right.
Oh, you guys you did
Terry
a
and I used to
gaming
do a
podcast?
video
That's what
game
we're doing?
streaming
Shut the fuck
thing.
up.
That was like the predecessor to this. When Terry and I first became friends, we were streaming it out of his old house, and we'd sit there with his setup from here and just play video games and have our cheat meal together, talk about what we were doing, working out, and being nerds.
We should do that.
Dude, that's pretty cool.
And I would literally bring in my beef from I was cutting. So I'd have the ground beef in a container in the middle of the stream. I would just be like, oh, it's 8 o'clock. Sorry, guys. Terry's going to take over.
Steve-O, who do you got?
And it's not me, it's Derek.
I'm sorry, Derek.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Chris just went.
Then
yeah. I thought.
And then it's you. And then it's
no,
Derek.
Derek's first.
You were the first.
No, Derek.
No, you were
I'm telling you, you were the first.
You were the
was the
first.
first.
Yeah,
You're
you were
in
the
the
first.
no.
now I have to find
Yeah,
a
you are the
replacement
first.
for Latimer.
All right, my bad. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fuck.
So my next pick, this one's a good one. Surprised he hasn't been said in the chats yet either.
All right.
Jesus Shuttlesworth. He got game. Ray Allen,
Ray Allen.
prodigy out of high school, Lincoln High.
That's a great movie, man. Good pick.
Steve, you went deep diving for this one.
I mean, dude, this is what I was watching when I was a kid. Big into sports,
6'5" forward.
stud. Denzel Washington in here.
Mm.
I haven't
No
watched
fun
this
fact
in
about
years.
this. I was reading up on it a while back. And during that scene where Denzel Washington and Ray Allen play one-on-one, it was written in the script that the dad, Denzel, his character gets no points. And he's obviously playing Ray Allen. So Ray Allen's like, so apparently Denzel, for his like ego and pride, just as a man and an actor, he's like, I have to get one.
Yeah.
So he,
I get that. You're competitive. Like, let me try. Like,
yeah,
come on, dude.
So he
Let me-
loses 10
me
more,
try.
but it was supposed to be 10-0.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a good story. All right,
It's a good
Derek.
character, man.
What you got, buddy?
All right. Up next, I got this list is so fun to look at. I gotta dial it in here.
There's so many. There's so
Yeah.
So many.
Yet you picked Air Bud. Crazy.
All right. So this is a funny pick for me because I wasn't allowed to play this sport or watch this sport growing up. Even like saying the name was like a sin. Like I would get threatened with this. If I had a bad football game, I'd be off to soccer. I was not allowed. I'm from like a Friday Night Lights town. And like soccer is like, you're a sissy if you play it. Like if you can't handle playing football or wrestling, we're going to drop you off at the soccer field. And that's what you got to do.
Mm.
So I had no love or care for the sport ever. And then I started watching Ted Lasso. And that show is so good if you haven't seen it. It's about a football coach from America that gets hired to take over a soccer team because they're trying to sabotage it, kind of like a major league movie plot going on.
Yeah.
And the woman's trying to sabotage the team, so they sell it. And this guy ends up doing fantastic. And one of his athletes, Roy Kent, is my pick for this.
That's a good one.
He's here. He's there. He's every fucking where. He's Roy Kent.
Honest to God, I never saw Ted Lasso.
And this is relevant for later.
So
For
Ted
when we talk
Lasso,
about Hercules.
I was late to the
Oh, is that
Hercules.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
That's
oh,
where he came
shit.
from.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was late to
Forget
the
'em.
Ted Lasso party,
Yeah.
but we
Same.
actually banged it out last summer. Really good.
Right?
Really good.
Yeah. We didn't have
And
Apple TV,
we
but we were
signed up
finally
for
able to
it on
watch
season
it.
4.
Yeah. I'm stoked,
Yeah.
man.
It's actually
But
really
didn't he go home to America?
So
Spoilers
I
for a show
forget
that
exactly
ended
how it
in Europe.
ends. I think he does go home, but I don't know what they're going to do with it. It's a lot of fun. It's
They
a
left it
feel good
open-ended,
show.
so it could definitely, season 4 could definitely happen.
All right.
I think it is confirmed.
And
Yeah. Yeah,
season
if you're
4 is
able to watch it,
Yeah.
check it out. A lot of good stories in this. A lot
Real
of good
good.
characters.
Terry, what do you got?
So I am going to go with, did any of you guys watch The Wrestler when it came out?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ram Jam.
Featured Ram Jam. That's right. So I'm going to go with Randy the Ram Robinson.
All right.
I liked it because it was very realistic to an aging athlete.
Mhm.
But also, this is this is what happens when you used to be. I mean, now this is a twofer because it's like a fake athlete in a fictional wrestling world.
Wrestling's real.
But he definitely shows what is real about wrestling, which is the physical body and how much you go through. And this guy puts it all on the line because, spoiler, this ends with you not knowing whether or not him doing his finishing move killed him. And that's the mark of a warrior. And so that's why I'm picking Randy the Ram Robinson.
That's
and
a great pick.
cool move. Cool
Also,
guy.
Mickey Rourke,
Steroid usage also in this movie.
super cool guy.
Just Throwing that out there.
He also he also hooks up with a
sprinkle.
chick.
Thank God.
Okay,
Look at that. He's
crazy.
buying a lot off the guy. That's why.
Just some vitamin T.
Yeah.
It's all good.
When was that filmed? He looks so different now.
Mhm.
I think it's.
I mean, he's got a wig.
Was it 94?
No,
Was
this
it
was in the
fucking old?
2000s.
No, no, no. I think it was like
this is in
08.
the-
Oh,
Yeah, this is in the
Oh, I'm way
mid
behind.
2000s.
Okay, my bad.
2008.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
the
it was
wrestler
older
came
for
out.
some reason.
No
Wow.
I
shit.
said that.
yeah.
Good job, Steve.
Yeah, oh, shut up.
What was he? Was he a was he a professional boxer for a little bit?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was he fucked up before doing that, or is
Yes.
the headshots what did it to him?
Mickey Rourke. I think it was a car accident he was involved in. Could be wrong.
What-
Nobody wanted to hire Mickey Rourke when he was cast in The Wrestler because he was such a pain to work with. But then it kind of restarted him a little bit. He would then show up in The Expendables, if you remember that.
Yeah.
Like he just got in a couple of movies out of this.
Where old action
Someone-
stars go to die.
This is so random, and I don't know how I know this, but I read something about him that I forget who it was. If it was like Stallone or someone,
Gave him,
yeah, like kind of took him under the wing. Like he was in a bad spot, broke, ran into him at like a diner or something like that, and they had like a talk, and he kind of like took him under his wing and got him like
Yeah.
a role in something, and kind of
Right.
re-sparked his career.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
When was Iron Man? What year was that then?
Oh,
2007.
7?
well, no,
No,
the
the
one,
second
the
one.
second
He
one
was
that
in.
he was.
Oh,
Underwent
okay.
my bird.
Wait, well, that was like 09 maybe?
It was
So that was
2010.
after.
2010?
2010.
Yeah, 2010. That was a
Yeah, no
badass opening
shit.
to a movie.
Yeah. The race car scene.
Yeah. Yeah, that was sick.
All right. So my next pick, Henry Rowan Gardner, 1993's Rookie of the Year. This kid was sitting in the bleachers. He was terrible on his regular team that he was playing until he slipped on a baseball and broke his arm. Then he was able to throw 100-mile-an-hour heaters. Steve, what do you think?
I don't hate it.
Thanks, man. That means it's a great
That's a
pick.
big thing.
It's like
Yeah.
a child, like it tugs at the strings. I remember being a child and watching and just hoping, like, dude, can I slip on a baseball? And
Yeah.
Do we have a rating?
Yeah, you kind of wonder, like, this could happen to me, right?
Like 5 cc's a trend is the highest rating you get.
That's a
1
good
cc of like
Just have a needle on the sideline and
fake Anavar like a 0 star.
Quick, John, break my arm.
And then I remember
Going
like towards
pro.
the end of the movie when like I guess like his powers start wearing off.
His arm's healing.
Yeah.
His powers.
he underhands it.
Yeah. And I just remember like getting sad, like, oh no.
Oh,
Floater.
I'm like, oh no.
the floater.
Yeah. And then he finds out like his mom was the stud athlete in the family. Cause I think his glove,
It was his mom's glove.
yeah, it was his mom's glove, but I think he was under the impression it was like his
His
dad's.
dad was awesome.
Yeah, that his dad. And then he finds out. So like that was cool. But yeah. No, it was I was a fan as a kid. I was a
Good pick.
fan.
Yeah.
He wasn't pretending out in the yard with their friends playing, like, oh,
Look at the dude from Home Alone. Let's play some ball.
Oh, dude, he was great. Yeah. When he locks himself into
he lost.
yeah. Dude, great
Marv.
character. Yeah.
All right, Chris, what do you got,
So
buddy?
good. Look at those muttons.
God,
Yeah. That's
was
fine.
also-
That's fine. Go ahead.
dude, that's gonna be all of us, I'm sure.
It was
We
also
all get to eat and
awesome.
drink.
It was also awesome that the Rookie of the Year would later go on to master the tongue tornado with Tara Reid in American Pie.
Absolutely.
The tongue tornado.
Jeez. Been around.
Passed down.
What do you got, Chris?
All right, so I'm gonna go with Tom Hardy from The Warrior.
Okay.
Ooh, good pick.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was just pure heart and haymakers.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
Another one of those you walk out, you feel
John likes-
invincible.
a
What?
great movie with heart.
I love a lot of heart, and I'm glad a
Loves
lot
heart.
of locks me in.
Your sense.
What am I missing?
This movie's all heart.
I said that one movie had a lot of heart, and Steve took that and ran it.
So soft. He's so soft. Air Bud, dude. That's all I gotta say. Air Dud. That's your new name. Fucking loser.
Damn.
All right.
So I don't know him well enough to know if this is a character
This is
or
Steve.
if this is it's like okay.
Imagine. But no, this is the one where the movie's more about the brother, right? Or is it about both of them?
Both of them. I mean, I guess you get more focus on the one on our right.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his name. Great actor too. But yeah, you get more focus on him. He's a school teacher, struggling to pay his bills, got a family, and then you got his brother, who's kind of like the outcast that allegedly went AWOL from the military, and they were both like championship wrestlers in high school, national
This was
level.
a really good movie.
Yeah.
So, you know, same pedigree and all, and they ended up meeting in the ring to duke out their family problems.
That's a great pick. That's a great pick.
Fun movie.
Steve, what do you got?
You want to clean up the chat before we go?
You want me to clean it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Neat said Willie Beeman from Any Given Sunday. Shannon Audette, Roy Kent, Whistle Whistle.
Whistle, whistle.
You go up too.
Mr. Milktoast. Little Mac does a Paul Watts, Steve is still upset about the milk duds. Yeah, he is. Terrible. Chris, what do you think about a milk dud?
That's about the appropriate answer.
What do you think about a Whopper?
Yeah.
Wow.
No?
Wait. Not the sandwich.
Wait. I thought you were talking about like a burger versus
Yeah,
like
no,
a
no,
Big Mac.
no.
Okay.
That little dust.
Okay, they're better than a milk dud.
Oh, that's all I needed. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
you think about-
For me, it would be Reese's or peanut M&Ms.
Oh, all right.
And you freeze the Reese's.
Yes. The
right,
Reese's
now
peanut
give
butter
the
cup.
freezer.
Freezy Reese.
Ultimate question.
Frozen.
It's gonna
What
make
are
or
your
break
thoughts on the
friendship right here.
Twizzlers?
I love them.
No.
Let's go.
Oh, man.
Are you taking the Twizzler over the Whopper?
No.
Yeah.
Are you taking the Twizzler over the dud?
Yes.
No.
Let's
but Are you
go.
taking the
We just
Twizzler
became best
over-
friends.
Are you taking the Twizzler over the peanut M&M?
Probably not.
All right. All right. So
M&Ms.
When you said peanut M&M, did you mean peanut butter M&M?
No, the yellow package.
Yeah.
okay.
Palate cleansing.
Yellow package.
We're still best friends. We're still best friends. I can live with that.
Oh, man.
I can live with that.
So Mr. Milktoast said, I'm glad to see that I'm not the only one to go the animal athlete route. Yes, thank you, Mr. Milktoast. Jacqueline Paluzzi, Clark's approves. Teach Clark soccer. Steve is still upset at Milk Duds. Punch Out, phenomenal choice. Chris Paluzzi says, Mr. Milktoast, Little Mac does a lot of road work in that game. It's Christopher Bonner. Dude, Steve, great fucking pick. Need says Willie Beeman for Any Given Sunday. Shannon Audette, Roy Kent, Whistle Whistle. Mr. Milktoast, sport, hockey, character, Casey Jones, IP, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A hockey player who also fights crime. Sounds like a winner to me. Actually, that's a great pick.
That's actually a really good pick.
I like it.
Mr. Milktoast, pro wrestlers seem to hate that flick. I wonder
Like a
why.
pick of the night.
Yeah.
He might just
Do
got
they
hyped
really?
of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, why? Because it highlights the negative side of pro wrestling. So the guy was living in his van and he wouldn't give up the dream of like being famous again or being at the top. It really put a negative spotlight on like pro wrestling. So yeah, a lot of pro wrestlers
I thought they
don't
were
like
really
it.
open about that now. Like,
Well, now they are, but even in as late as like 2008 when it came out, they were very, very into like protecting everything.
about the time I started Violate, I was still doing a lot of photography for magazines. You guys know like Dave Palumbo, RX Muscle, and all that. So they sent me up to work with Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. So Triple H opens the gate. We're all like, holy fuck. He's just sitting there in his shorts, no shirt on, and just literally didn't even know the guy, never met him before, and immediate just talking to you like the best friend.
Really?
It was the coolest experience ever with a celebrity
nice.
where you don't know how they're going to be, if they're going to be all like back away, but he's telling us just and he was
I wanna
just
believe he's a
being
nice
super open about at that time, how they're getting away from like bringing bodybuilders into WWE because it's just injuries. They'd go for more somebody who's athletic and, you know, can do jumps and acrobatics.
he's
off the
running
rope
the show
without
now.
injuring themselves. Yeah.
He's running the whole thing, man.
And when
And
I
he's
left
a
that,
genius.
that was one of those things where at the time I was doing any job offered, I was doing for free just to get your foot in the, just to network and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when I left there, like it was one of those things, I don't know if you've ever been a waiter or anything where somebody tips you. Stephanie like said bye and just handed me a little bit of money. And I thought it was maybe like $4 or $5 bills crumbled up, you know. I wasn't going to open it in front of her.
Yeah.
But then get into the car, open it, and it was like a stack of hundreds. I was like, holy fuck. Like at the time when
they call that funny
yeah,
money.
yeah, that was like her pocket change. And to me, that was like,
fun
holy
coupons.
fuck.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
it was
lot of
cool.
a lot
Really
of,
cool
A lot of the reason I got into like entrepreneurship, a lot of my work ethic. Now, like everything else that he did, unexcusable, but a lot of the stuff was my fandom of pro wrestling and Vince McMahon. His work ethic
Oh,
was
God, yeah.
you hear it's legendary. Like he would never sleep. He was always
Cutthroat.
down to do work. He would go on vacations and bring like staff with him to write more about wrestling. Like this guy would write
I
WrestleMania.
didn't know that.
Yeah, he would write WrestleMania, and then he would do the entire year like leading up to actually WrestleMania, and like that's how he figured out like the year of wrestling. He's the one that just started everything. Like he pillaged the best stars from wrestling because wrestling used to be territorial. He pillaged all of the best wrestlers and then bet on himself by having like a closed circuit television in, I think it's New York, Chicago, and I think in California, and had people go and watch it. And he threw all his money in there, and that was the first WrestleMania. He threw everything in on himself, man. I respect. You can't not respect it. And now what it is, it's almost as big as the Super Bowl, WrestleMania. You know?
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's $1 billion business.
Huge.
Mr. Milktoast. Actually, Chris Paluzzi. No, his face is jacked from boxing. Thanks, Chris. Shout out that funky butt loving. Erica Jessberger. What's up, Erica? Air Dud. Laughed my ass off. Milktoast. Sport. Professional wrestling character. Hulk Hogan. IP. WWF Terry Bollea is a real person, but his alter ego of Hulk Hogan isn't. Very true.
At the time, I thought he was an old man watching that as a little kid.
Yeah.
It boggled me. I was like, how is this guy not 60 years old? But motherfucker, everybody, Kenny Powers.
Dude, yeah.
Neat said Clubber Lang.
I'm actually disappointed in myself.
Jim McGettigan?
Bonner, that Kenny Powers, I didn't think.
Yeah, that was the only other.
Benny
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
Tapped out. You got
Kenny
beat
Powers only hates two things: losing and cancer.
I'm a pretty good man with exceptional hair.
Mr. Milktoast, I'm pretty sure that Twizzlers are recyclable. I don't disagree. Chris Bonner, Kenny Powers, Chris Paluzzi, Big Jim is in the chat. Yeah, what's up, Big Jim? We're going to see Superman or what, man? We got Mr. Milktoast. Don't expose the business, brother. Shout out all that. Yes, Kenny Powers and Mr. Milktoast, the McVan.
Kenny
family.
Powers and what's his face from Ninja Turtles?
Casey Jones.
Casey Jones. Pick of the.
Yeah, those are great picks.
All right, so
Kenny
let's
Powers.
Chat picks.
My final.
your final one.
Final round.
All right, so
I'll try to
who
come
just
up with
went?
something new.
What's up?
Who just went? Who was the last one to go?
Was the Little Mac? Was the Little
No.
Mac the last?
No, the wrestler.
The
Wrestler. Oh, so that's me.
Yeah, it's John.
Oh,
All
Jesus.
right, so my next pick is from 1994's classic Little Giants. Now, I don't know why we didn't bring this movie up sooner.
It's a lot of
It's
good
a
picks
classic.
too.
Was this Rick Moranis' last film before he retired? Maybe. Al Bundy's also in it. But the person I want to choose is the Icebox.
Yeah.
The Icebox didn't want to be as good as she was, but she was the best. She got mad she couldn't get the quarterback. She settled for a victory. The Icebox.
This is a fun movie.
Shout out to that kid too. Who's the one there? Every night I massage goat's milk on his muscles.
Whoa. look at
Sam
him
Horgan?
now.
Yeah.
That plays Spike.
Spike.
Spike. We'd be watching this movie as kids. I remember my parents would be like, "You want to be like that guy, like Spike when he has the fridge on his back?" And I'm
Spike
like,
was the-
"Hell yeah!"
He was definitely on some anabolics.
Yo, yeah. His dad had him on a solid routine early.
My man came out the moving truck with the fridge strapped to his chest or
Yeah.
Yeah.
strapped to
Just
his
comes
back.
walking out.
Yeah. Like an
I
absolute.
saw him do
unit.
that, and that's all I'd talk about every time. Like my dad would be helping someone move. I'd be like, "Can I try? Can I try the fridge on the back?" And I'm like, "No, you idiot."
Great movie. Great movie.
All right, let's jump. Let's do Chris, you got another one?
I mean, we could go with Happy Gilmore.
There you go.
I mean,
There it
it's
is.
not too original. I know somebody's, but it's
Chat.
Pretty much everything-
Just chatting. Your
Yeah.
picks count. Yeah.
yeah.
Adam Sandler.
I don't know if I'd consider golf a sport. I don't want to upset anyone, but it's still a funny movie.
It's absolutely a sport. And we're looking forward to the sequel coming up. We're going to actually talk about that on the podcast. But yeah, great movie.
Great underdog story.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let's
in
keep
peace,
it moving.
Jones.
We'll wrap it up with our last picks. Steve, what do you got?
So, someone mentioned it earlier, so I'm going to go opposite. I forget for Mighty Ducks
All right. The Bash Brothers were brought up.
and what's his face,
Adam Banks.
Adam Banks.
Yeah.
Who do you got?
So I'm going to go Charlie Conway.
No way. He wasn't good.
He was captain.
He was,
He wasn't
he was
bad.
trash.
I mean, yeah, when
He's
Banks
a
came.
crybaby bitch.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Air Bud. Calm down over there, all right, pal?
He's terrible. His mom was getting banged by the coach. That's why he was on the team.
He was decent.
I would actually argue that Gordon Bombay is the best one because he was a stud and then he got a DUI.
Like I said,
Yep. I hate to see it happen.
Banks obviously blows him out. Bash Brothers was a good one, but if we're going to mention Charlie Ducks, he's the heart and soul of the team. Charlie Conway.
I can't get it. If he was on, wasn't he Pacey on Dawson's Creek?
He's on one of those shows.
He absolutely is. All right,
Watch
Derek.
a lot of Dawson's Creek.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I did.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Watch Airbud.
That
What
makes
you got?
sense, doesn't it, Steve?
There's nothing wrong with Airbud. It was a classic. We all watched it.
All right, my last pick. This is tough because there's so many good ones. I'm trying to figure out who I want to go to here. Man, I'm gonna go with the Hanson brothers from Slapshot.
All right. We're sticking with hockey.
Another hockey pick. It's kind of like the predecessor to the Bash brothers. You know, these guys were so funny to watch in this, and then straight up savages. This violent as hell, super fun. Made me want to play hockey so bad. Look at these guys. Classic sports movie. If you've never seen it, worth a watch.
All right.
The best part is they look like a group of dorks.
That's the best part, dude. And they're the toughest
Yeah, I was gonna say,
motherfuckers.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
All right. So we'll just keep it moving. My last pick, it's on the chat already. I'll actually do 2 picks knowing that. Oh, I'm sorry, Terry, you're up.
I can be up. Okay, so I'm sticking with hockey, so this kind of works. There was a movie that came out, let's see, in 2011.
okay.
Sleeper hit, but is
Goon?
not about
Yeah.
Yep.
hockey, but about hockey fighting.
Shit.
This movie is so
movie
bad.
was hilarious.
was
I forgot about
awesome.
that.
So I am definitely going with Goon. Doug Blatt, I think is his
Dude.
name.
Doug Blatt.
Was
Doug-
there a sequel?
Doug
John
Blatt.
William Scott. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doug Glatt in
That was
yeah, and there was a sequel, but
That
this
actually wasn't a
movie
bad movie.
No.
This movie is fun as
I
hell.
didn't see this, but yeah, that was
Such an
really good. I
idiot.
forgot about that.
I,
Jeez.
I thought it was going to be like one of those like goofy, like stupid ones, but it was actually watchable.
Yeah, the thing that's great about this movie is it builds up like a classic sports movie would, where you would think like it's about winning the championship. It's not. It's about getting to be the guy that knocks out the toughest hockey goon that exists in this league. And it has nothing to do with winning the game. It has to do with surviving the fight. And it's just such a great story mechanic to do something. It ends up creating something original. And Leif Schreiber, fantastic in this as well. Great movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
And Chris, why don't you round out your selections as well?
All right. Well, I've got one more that kind of ties in, you know, meatheads and everything like that. It's a little odd, but I'm going to go with the Predator from Predator because hunting is a fucking sport.
Okay.
Brings in fucking Arnold.
Oh,
He found the loophole. He found the loophole.
Oh, man.
He's hunting the most dangerous prey too, which is humans.
Game. Man.
It's a fucking odd one. When I was little, I fucking loved that. That was one of the
It's a sport.
Arnold in the fucking mud covering up. How fucking cool is that when you were little watching
I'm
that?
right here.
Come on. What are you waiting for?
That's a great pick.
Oh, man.
That's a great pick.
All right.
Did you see the?
I didn't see the new ones yet. I did not.
Listen, we're not going to spoil it, but
Wait, the
it's-
new animated or
yeah.
the new movie?
give it a watch,
There's an animated movie. It's an anthology of like 3 short stories that come together.
and they weave in.
They're super.
Wait,
good.
aren't they coming out with it?
Yeah, they are coming out with another one.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
they're
is
doing a
different,
whole
They're
line
talking
of
about
new ones.
This animated series.
But yeah, the Killer of Killers.
The animation
that
is kind of
release?
tough. What's that?
When did that release?
Last
Like
weekend.
week.
Yeah.
Brand
Just
new.
Netflix or
Hulu and Disney Plus.
Yes.
Disney has Predator?
Yeah. They bought Fox, which was Predator
it's
fell under
still-
that IP. It's still good. The show is good. The animation is wonky.
Yeah, animation. Some people love it. It's I think
What, the
just,
style of the artwork,
Yeah.
you mean, or just the.
yeah. Have you
Yeah.
ever seen Into the Spider-Verse?
I love that.
So,
Oh, if you like
Oh,
it, you're
we
gonna
love
love this then.
but this is kind of like I feel like a cheaper
What do they
version.
do? They like.
Yeah, it's more choppy.
Well, yeah, like the frames of animation.
Yeah, this is a little more choppy looking to me, but the stories are so worth it. It's super fun. A lot
It
of
is
good kills.
great action.
Same studio that did the animation?
I don't
I don't know.
I think it's just inspired by. But worth a watch, man.
But to finish the whole thing here.
Predator. What a
Now,
good
look,
pick.
I was going to
We
say
had to
Benny
tie
the
Arnold in.
Absolutely. I was going to say Benny the Jet Rodriguez, but we was in the chat a lot, and
It's
we
kind
already did the Sandlot, right? So my pick is Neon Bordeaux, Shaquille O'Neal from Blue
of
Chips.
chips.
Now, you guys talk about speeches. How about Nick Nolte? Yeah, Penny Hardaway. Well, I'll just talk to myself then. Fuck me.
Just I see the neon.
But
Sorry, we all got distracted by the neon.
They
fish.
need to be able to see what's going on. How does
They
that
do.
work? Is it like a fraction of a second you can show, or 8 seconds? How does that actually work?
For still images, we're fine. But
Yeah.
I think for
Yeah, we just keep getting
videos,
nailed on video.
yeah, it's the sound that is.
It's the sound, not the video.
They'll pick up on the sound.
I think you have to just distort it or show
So
it.
what do you have to do? Like, because I know,
Some people will change the frequency of it, not the frequency.
yeah, I know in like video
Everything.
game world, if like a trailer,
We'll change the
game
pitch.
has like
Excuse
a
me. We'll
movie,
change the pitch of the guy's
or if
voice.
like
so
a
it's high.
famous song, like a licensed
Yeah.
song,
Yeah.
they'll just mute it,
Or they'll speed up the
and you can
frames.
still show it.
Yeah,
But
yeah. There's ways around it if you want to get into it.
All right, so Derek, do you want to?
I think they'd want the
Transition
fucking free
us?
marketing.
Who knows?
All right, guys, we're
Shout out
transitioning.
to Christopher Bonner though. I know I had the best list up until Chris Conway, and I didn't want. He was bottom on my list. I had Bobby Boucher on there, but he's
Bobby
been
Boucher,
said.
honorable mentions.
Yeah.
I
Sure.
wanted to say something that
What
no
he said.
one said, but I agree with you. I'm disappointed in that last pick.
Wait, what did he say about about Jim Ross? The other wrestling promoters entertained the idea of doing.
So shout out to everybody for not saying Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
It's just no.
I'm surprised no one said that.
Just-
Yeah,
We all know that one. You know,
can't believe I didn't say Ken.
That's
Out.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
or Ivan Drago.
Forrest Gump.
but what would just a runner or what was?
Forrest Gump played football.
That's a
Alabama.
Dude, he
Kick returner.
stretch. There's a scene where he does it, dude.
Dude, if we're
You
allowed,
can't
if we're
count
allowed to
that.
get the alien in here, we're allowed to.
I
talk
would
about
argue
Forrest
that
Gump.
is more qualified.
He
than
ran
Forrest
back
Gump.
a kick
Literally
for a
played.
touchdown for
He was-
Alabama.
He was so well known in that team on that team that the fans had a sign to stop running.
And ping pong.
yeah,
And ping pong. And ping pong.
Oh, two sports, Steve.
Are you available next week?
dude.
All right, Derek, let's go. Let's segment into the next one here. We got trailer talk, guys.
All right, let's talk about some new trailers here. Let me get this brought up. So, this guy's been talked about a few times, I think every time, but things are looking pretty good. I'm pretty excited. Let's talk about the brand new Superman trailer, which just debuted last Wednesday. Seeing new footage, such as Clark unleashing his heat vision in such a badass display. His face off with Guy Gardner really got me even more excited. With a July 11th release date, Steve, what stood out to you the most? Was it the sheer power in the heat vision shot, the electrifying confrontation with Nathan Fillion's bull cut wielding Green Lantern,
Dude, yeah.
or something deeper about Superman's new
Yeah.
tone?
What do you got, Steve?
I mean, obviously, still disappointed in Superman's build and costume, right? Like that. Just every trailer just proves my point. I feel like, but what really grinded my gears about this trailer was that Green Lantern. Like he doesn't even have the bowl cut, and he looks like he just got off the freaking couch. Like he doesn't even look fit like a superhero or anything.
That's
That
looks
haircut is not
close
even
as
accurate.
possible that you
you can be closer. You could be closer. You're so off.
I think
dude.
you're wrong.
I don't know.
Just wrong.
Just when you make a Superman or like a superhero movie or TV show, you'd want them to look like a superhero.
Yeah, but Guy Gardner doesn't
Yeah,
look.
Guy
like
Gardner
he's
is a
not
piece of
jacked.
shit.
He's an asshole.
He's a
So
piece
maybe
of
get
shit
into the
asshole.
gym, right? Like you have time. Like this guy busted his ass for nothing, right? To still look, right? To still look average, to have a mid-grade physique, right?
Well, they're doing two.
And this guy, like I said, is
Yeah.
like he rolled off the. I mean, the one thing you could get accurate is that haircut and that cut.
That haircut is pretty accurate, dude. If you did the straight bowl cut, it
That
would be
haircut is more accurate to what's his face, the owner of the Raiders.
This guy was a gym teacher before he got his ring. He's supposed to be a
Mr.
turd.
Milktoast just mentioned that.
He's supposed to be a turd. He's an asshole.
just disappointed.
One of his-
just disappointed.
one of
in
his
that. Like, what are we doing?
Things he makes this constructs is a middle finger to flip a car.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, all right, like
Like-
that's pretty cool. But then, like, look, I mean, just look at that.
That's supposed to be cool.
Like, he's a dick.
I mean,
He just
look, I love the trailer.
movie just is
I
getting
think you'd like him if you hung out with him.
worse and worse.
No,
and
dude, the
worse.
movie's getting better and better. And let me
Yeah.
tell you why. This movie is
See,
Tell
look
us
at
why.
that.
so bright.
Let's hear it, Air Dud. Let's hear
Colors are
it.
so vibrant.
Oh, so
It
vibrant.
looks like there's a ton of action,
Yeah.
which Superman movies in the past, let's be honest, have lacked a lot of action. What was the Brandon Routh one? He fought real estate. Like that was what he did. Like there's not a lot of fighting. This one is rich with it. It looks a little, when he uses his heat vision, it kind of looks like it takes a toll on him because there's like,
Yeah,
it
it's
looks like
burning
there's
his eye.
residual scarring around it.
So,
I looked up something today that it looks like he's going to be underpowered a little bit or depowered a little bit. But yeah, I
Who,
brought these pictures.
Superman or-
Yeah, he's not going to be like moving a planet, you know?
he's
But
still
then look at this
putting it
shot.
together.
He's spinning around, just taking everyone out with that heat vision. Like what that, Steve, how can you not get on board
yeah,
with
dude,
this?
with the Slim Jim arms, he's just out there smoking dudes.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That
but
arm
we-
was pretty big.
We have
brother.
never seen this power before.
No.
Not like this. Not wielded
I'm
as an
excited to see
offensive.
dude, it doesn't-
Superman break out.
Oh, and what's his face?
Powerful.
Air Spud comes in this, doesn't he?
He's
Air Spud's
crypto.
in it.
He's crypto.
Oh, Crypto.
Yeah.
yeah.
Terry, can we go on to the next picture?
Crypto looks
please?
more jacked than this guy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
All right, so we got the Green Lantern or Guy Gardner here. Now, who's this? This guy's clearly
Lobo?
Kryptonian. People are speculating
looks
it's
like
Lobo,
Lobo.
but Lobo doesn't have heat vision, so I'm thinking it's got to be the Ultraman that's in the.
Wait, what was the evil Superman?
Bizarro.
Is
But-
that
Well, I think it's Bizarro.
I
Yeah.
agree that it's Bizarro. I think it's Lex Luthor's creation.
they're bringing that many characters into one movie? That's my only fear.
Okay. I mean,
I get that. Go for saturate.
Yeah.
Where you kind of, I don't know, like I was just saying earlier, like the first Hulk movie,
Mhm.
love, but it was like a slow buildup, and Iron Man really slow, like,
Right.
but you tell a backstory, you get to know them, and then you actually feel like an attachment to them. Where now it's like, here's fucking Hercules, here's this, I don't care.
sure,
Right.
but with all due
I
respect,
hear that.
everyone knows the Superman origin story. It's been told several times. I don't think you need to go to that. And he's going to be a hero for about 3 years, so he's still a young guy finding his way.
In the movie,
Yeah,
timeline is 3 years.
he'll be in for 3 years. And when you look at a movie, there's always co-stars to a movie, right? You just don't know their names. In this one, also co-stars, you just happen to know their names. Like in comic books, there's crossovers and characters in every comic book. This thing looks more like a comic book to me than any movie I've probably ever seen before. It doesn't matter. Like Guy Gardner is, a bunch of characters, but I mean, in a movie, every movie, there's a bunch of characters. It's just, we're introducing a lot in one, but dude, I think this is great. I think it's a phenomenal way to do it because I'm tired of seeing Superman's backstory. Let's just jump right into it. You know,
This is the first superhero movie in years that I've been excited to see.
I love that.
I mean, it hasn't been since like Endgame, Infinity War. After that, it was all kind of downhill.
Yeah.
And this is the first one who is it? John Williams that did the music? Correct me if I'm wrong. Who
Yeah.
did the theme? When that is the first time I've seen a trailer since probably A Force Awakens that I had like goosebumps on my arms. And I'm a giant Star Wars nerd.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
to
yeah.
put this on the level of Star Wars for me is like, oh shit, like this is going to be the movie I'm seeing opening day.
Yeah.
And
Your
I'm
calm
usually
down
Team
is
Marvel.
going to be unreal.
Wow.
I don't know. Star Wars was pretty bad.
Star Wars,
I was heartbroken after seeing The Last Jedi.
it's so bad.
Yeah. I
Terry-
don't want to talk about that.
Terry, do you got a couple
I
frames
heard-
we can run through?
Yeah, I got you.
With that,
This
did
is
that.
the mystery one.
And
I
what
think
is
we should
this?
Wait, I can't even
Who
see.
is
It's a glare.
I don't know. I can't
just
even
see a glare on
speculate
the
on
light.
what that is.
I'm gonna zoom.
But there is a lot going on in this movie. This might be the beginning of
Is
or
that
what he morphs into
Bizarro? Is that
Bizarro. Maybe this is like a first iteration of him or a failed clone. I don't know. And is there another one where it has like this weird dream world? That's going to be awesome. So if you watch it in 3D, the teeth will bounce off the screen.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
See, I got my tickets in IMAX,
And-
but I didn't get 3D because I hate the fucking glasses.
I hear you.
Grab
I
your
get that.
glasses. Get ready.
Look at this. There is so much going on in here.
Look at this.
You got,
Crypto.
you got crypto floating
You
around.
got hentai. You got little baby.
You got the bait. So that's
I
the,
think that's
Am
Brainy.
I blind?
I think it's Brainiac too, but
Yeah.
there's there's word that it's I forget, why do I forget the character's name? The guy on the far right, the one that can manipulate.
Metamorpho?
Yes, thank you. I think it's Metamorpho's kid, and that's why he's working for Lex Luthor. And my buddy Marty was telling me that he read that, but it looks like the baby looks like Brainiac, which we haven't seen Brainiac in film yet, on live action, and that would be awesome to see.
You know what they could do here? They could retcon this, and that could be Beast Boy, and that's how you get into the Teen Titans.
Teen Titans, yeah.
Because that little green dude.
Are they doing Teen Titans? That
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Eventually, I think James Gunn is.
I love the
with
Teen
everything
Titans
for
stuff.
it, man. Have you watched Creature Commandos?
no.
Dude,
No.
HBO Max. If you watch the first couple episodes, I think it's like 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
Lots of heart.
Yeah, the meat of the season.
Lots of heart. It was incredible.
Great
Definitely.
storytelling.
And it's in this universe. So it's the first thing in the new James Gunn DC universe. Awesome show.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
excited for this. And I'm usually Marvel.
100%.
Yeah, it's been the pace.
And
for
I'm much
everybody
more
for a
excited for this. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Sponsored
Yeah,
by Nerds,
that's-
Gummy Clusters.
All right, guys, let's move along to the next trailer. I'm so excited for this one. May the Schwartz be with us once again. The just dropped teaser for Spaceballs 2 confirms Mel Brooks is returning as Yogurt. Now, he'll be 99 years old doing this role.
Unreal.
And it signals that behind the scenes, Josh Gad isn't just writing, he's co-writing, co-producing, and slated to star alongside the original cast. Bill Pullman and Rick Moranis are officially back as Lone Star and President Scrooge Dark Helmet. Gad's writing team includes Dan Hernandez and Benji Submit, with Josh Greenbaum directing. So this is awesome. Josh Gad's in this. We got Mel Brooks. I think everyone's coming back. I
Who
grew
was
up stupid humor. I can't wait for this.
the Leia spoof in the original movie?
That is
What was her damn name? I can picture her.
I don't remember the name of the character.
Princess Vespa.
Yes.
Vespa.
Is she not going to be, or would they recast her? Or would it
They
be
probably
like
recast.
Amidala?
She might not even be in it.
She might not. Yeah,
Yeah, she might be.
Because
I'm
Lone
just-
Star might be all by himself again.
right. And we also, rest in peace, John Candy.
Yeah.
So
That's who
don't-
Josh Gad's. That's who Josh Gad's going to
Right.
be, right?
You think he's going to take
Maybe
spot
his
or be
son. Or
a little
like-
puppy?
Someone said that in the chat, right? His
Probably like
son?
his son, maybe.
You almost can't replace John Candy. Same
No.
with it. If
You
Rick
definitely
Moranis
can't.
wasn't in it, I would not want to see it.
No.
That he's in it, it's like I will definitely.
Dude, he's got to be in it. This movie's going to be awesome. I don't know if the humor will translate to the
Well-
younger generation, though.
Well, Mel Brooks just released recently History of the World Part 2. I don't know if you guys have seen that. It's on Hulu. The History of the World Part 1 is amazing. If you love this dry humor, Mel Brooks style humor, it's worth checking out. And 30 plus years later, they did Part 2, and it is awesome.
Yeah,
But it's a very particular brand of humor for Mel Brooks, though.
I agree. All right,
All right.
let's jump on to the next one.
All right. What do we got?
That I'm excited for.
And
But they're gonna have to film Mel. This is gonna be horrible to say. They're gonna film Mel Brooks's scenes like yesterday. I mean, the guy's
Yeah.
what, 99
Oh, yeah.
years old.
They'll get
It's
his
gonna
stuff
take
in
4
first.
years or
Yeah,
anything.
we're
They'll
gonna-
get his stuff in first.
yeah, put that up front. For
Wait, so what is it going to be? Is it going to be there's no other info? It's not a sequel, not a prequel.
I haven't seen anything.
You know how
like
Star
this
Wars
way.
was like all over.
I
I
would
think it's
assume
just later.
Yeah, I think it's a sequel. It's probably going to pick up, but I mean, it was just a scrolling thing of just announcing that it's
Yeah,
happening,
yeah,
so there really wasn't much on it.
I'm excited to see what they leak here in the next coming weeks.
What do you got, Derek?
All right, and along with the dumb humor, similar era, let's bring it back to the Naked Gun reboot trailer just dropped. I won't say reboot, more sequel. Liam Neeson steps into the chaos as the clueless detective with Pamela Anderson along for the ride. Hits theaters August 1st, and it's loaded with ridiculous stunts and dumb jokes, just how it should be. Chris, do you know anything about the Naked Gun?
Okay, so when I first clicked on the updated, set list for today, I was like, I didn't read anything. I was just like clicking the trailers. I'm like, fucking Liam Neeson again. I was like, what? This is kind of lame.
Right.
And then I caught a few. I was like, oh wait, what the fuck? And I was like, okay, I'm really excited to see this.
Yeah.
This is actually really cool. I don't know if like the demographics of the people watching this, if they even know the Naked Gun. That was fucking
I feel like chat,
What was
you know, Naked Gun.
Yeah.
like a little
Right?
Do they?
I feel like our chat should know. Chat, if you don't know, we might have to shadow ban you from watching. I don't know.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I was
Get a
watching this
restraining
trailer
order.
today, and I don't like stupid humor. I just don't like it. I don't
Really?
like. Yeah, dude. I just don't like it. But like this, I was watching the trailer,
Oh, it's got to be
and I
done
was
right.
and I was physically laughing out loud throughout the entire trailer. Like the trailer sold me on the movie. Just
my
like when
one complaint though is it's like they probably showed all the fucking jokes.
that
It was
could
like
be.
It's fair.
for me at least to re-release a new Naked Gun movie, all they had to show was just the title, and I would have been like, I'm fucking there.
Absolutely.
I'm fucking there.
Yeah.
And I feel like they showed how long was the trailer? Like 2-3 minutes?
It was long.
Yeah,
It was, and I kind of was like, why?
I get that fear for sure. But I don't. That's what got me. I was watching it silent, like I said on my phone. I was working.
Yeah,
and I just
yeah.
saw it was up. I'm like, wait, what's he up
Dude,
to
the-
now? Like you said, like, oh boy.
Yeah, I was like, why did Johnny
opening
send
scene.
this? Like, what does this have to do with anything? Another,
Then he rips the guy's arm
Yeah.
off and slaps him in the balls with it. And I was like, oh, this is funny. This scene is great.
Yeah, dude. This is coming out what, August 1st?
Oh wait, no.
Yeah,
This August?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, August 1st it comes out.
Yeah, man. I was excited, especially when he pulls, they hook him up with the car and he pulls 30 feet forward and it just rips the wall out of the prison thing.
Yeah.
This movie looks great.
All right.
All right, let's
Man,
move
moving
on.
back. Jeez.
We can skip weapons.
Skip what?
We'll talk about the next. We can do the
Yeah, we
next
can
one.
add that next. All right. Up next, we got movie news.
So, Steve, before you jump into that, let's clean up the chat real fast. Mr. Milktoast, sequel to the film that's 40 years old. That's crazy. Talking about Spaceballs. Louis
Crazy.
G, I would imagine they make Spaceballs 2s about the new trilogy like Force Awakens. That would be cool.
This is the Schwartz Awakens. We'll see.
That's
Uncle Drew.
we're too far. Yeah. I hate-
Golf is in the Olympics. It is.
Steve had the best list up until Conway. I agree. Disney also owns the Alien franchise now. Chris Paluzzi, he was
that-
an
that
All-American.
Alien-
Disney do our
It's
movies?
a Disney, like,
I guess.
I think
I was
that
gonna say you'd be surprised what Disney.
well, no, they keep it under the 20th Century Studios
You'd be
like
surprised
name,
what D-
so that
It
it's
all-
not
it all
like
changed
Disney
when they
has.
bought Deadpool.
yeah.
Because Deadpool they couldn't ignore that
It's
it's
like on the
R-rated and
low.
makes too
Oh,
much money.
Deadpool was Disney? Why did I think
Yeah.
it was still Sony?
Because it's all
I want
Marvel.
to say Disney has. I don't know if it's this particular movie or series, but they have like Halloween-esque or like something like that.
No shit.
They own, yeah.
I'm just furious.
They're
that
just on the
Disney
low
owns
about
Star
it,
Wars.
obviously, because
yeah, they've
I'll
just
never
been
forgive them over Star Wars. Never.
same, brother.
Mr. Milktoast, before he was with Soda Power Ring, Guy was a PE teacher. Also, Mr. Milktoast, Superman is the only movie superhero that's been able to get away with not having to have a fight scene. Superman the movie is still the best to this day. Debatable. James Gunn is throwing the kitchen sink at this movie. You're right, he is. The marketing's been insane. Counting the serials, this is the 10th time Superman has been on the silver screen. Is it a sad fellow parasite? That's Mr. Milktoast comment of the night. That could be Parasite.
Could be.
Now, for you guys that don't know who Parasite is, he's a Superman villain that basically siphons power off of his enemies.
dude, if this doesn't hit,
First time I bought tickets ahead of time. Superman, right there.
Deal.
That marketing's fucking working.
Let's
And-
go.
And I've been done with superhero
there's still
movies.
time to get a refund there. I'm telling you.
IMAX.
Jeez.
IMAX.
What do we got? Louis G, I would imagine Spaceballs 2. Neat said be his son. And Chris Paluzzi, Spaceballs and Naked Gun are going to fuck hard. You're damn right they are.
You said it.
Naked
just
Gun
right.
rocks. Chris Paluzzi, hot takes. John's stupid humor. Thanks, Chris. See you tomorrow. And Mr. Milktoast said, I know Naked Gun, but I'm not a fan of the type of humor. I agree.
It's fair. It's not for everybody, for sure.
But Steve, let's kick us off, buddy.
All right. So DC just announced an adult animated series, Mr. Miracle, with Tom King leading the charge. It's set during the war between Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Why'd you spell it like that?
Apocalypse?
Dude, he just wants to.
Like an
Apocalyptic?
acapella.
That's an extra.
What is it?
That's an extra.
Apocalypse?
That's an
Hip
That's
hop?
apocalypse.
Hip
Apocalypse.
Hop Anonymous?
Acapulco.
Give them all the easy ones.
a new Genesis and dives into Scott-free struggle with trauma, love, and escape. Right up John's alley. Loves a good romantic comedy, you loser. Jesus, dude. Derek, what are your thoughts on this?
I feel great about it.
Dude, I think Terry sent this, or did I find it?
So we talked about it on one of our first
We did.
shows together because Terry and I used to exchange our comics, and he lent me this one, and wow, blew me away.
Yeah.
I was never a huge DC guy, more Marvel, Dark Horse, stuff like that. And let me check this out. And
This is Terry and Steve's.
What
This
were
was
you?
awesome.
Mitch? Like,
What's it?
what were you if you were never a Marvel DC?
I'm saying I was a Marvel, not
I thought no. Okay.
yeah. Sorry, not so much DC, but more Marvel, Dark Horse, stuff like that. But DC, I was like, okay, I'll try it out. This book was awesome. You get to see the day-to-day life of like one of the new gods, this superpowered guy with his superpowered wife, trying to start a family and everything.
Yeah.
But the whole time, like, he's got work to do. Like, he's tied into these villains on Apocalypse. He's got to check in with, and it's just very compelling as a
They're also
story.
star-crossed lovers, right? Like one's
Yeah.
from New Genesis, and Big Barda. It's not Big Barda, right?
Big Barda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's from Apocalypse, right? So you got
And then who's he?
It's like a
Dark
Romeo and
Side's
Juliet
kid?
kind of thing,
So he's Darkseid's son.
but was given to.
No, other way.
I
So
thought he was Darkseid's son and was traded, right? Or was am I
no.
thinking of-
No. So he is all father. I can't remember whatever the god is.
It's
of
High
New-
Father or
High
All
Father.
Father? Yeah.
Yeah, he's High Father's son who was traded with Darkseid for
Was it
Darkseid's
Orion?
son, who's Orion.
Orion, that's
so they
what it was.
switched places. Orion got to live in
New Genesis.
New Genesis, and Scott Free had to live in Apocalypse, which was like a living hell. But he became the universe's greatest like escape artist
Yeah.
because of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to give this a whirl because one, it's under James Gunn's umbrella, right? And this is an obscure IP. There's no one better that I know that can deal with obscure IPs. Like the guy did Suicide Squad, he did Guardians of the Galaxy, and he did Creature Commandos, what we just talked about. So like those are all like names and properties that like a lot of people didn't know about, and he made it interesting. So a story like this under his tutelage, I'm really excited about it.
The thing is, this is going to be no one's ever tried something like this, like in animation or in the superhero genre. This is a story about mental health, and it's written by Tom King, who used to be in like the CIA. Like there was this string of comics that started coming out. Actually, I think this was the first one where Tom King showed up, where all of a sudden he was taking comic book characters and putting them in like hyper realistic mental health type situations. So this is going to be wild to see how they tackle this. I'll be really interested to see what they do. It's a tremendous book, and I'm sure it'll be a tremendous series, but it is not a superhero show.
I think this is going to be like DC's version of Andor.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Like you're talking like lesser known, but
Yeah, but
kinda-
still, like, I mean, Andor
but,
ended up
just-
being amazing for Star Wars. It's just very adult theme. Where, I mean, Star Wars was always kind of for kids, but since
Yeah.
we watched it as a kid, we grew up still hoping for that.
100%.
And that's what Andor was. And I think this is going to be the same.
That's
where
awesome.
it's animated, but it's going to be more
For
for
adults.
adults. Yeah.
Yeah. Adult animation's gotten so much better recently,
yeah.
too.
Dude, yeah. Go ahead, Steve-O.
So Mortal Kombat 2, the writer Jeremy Slater says test audience reacted like it was Avengers Endgame, laughing, cheering, and loving every moment. Is this a sign that the sequel delivers the ultimate fan experience, or is it just overhyped?
What do you think, John?
Well, listen, I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
There's things about the first one that I liked.
Yeah.
I liked the Sub-Zero Scorpion battle.
Mm.
I liked him freezing blood and stabbing someone with it. I thought the Goro thing was kind of whack, and I didn't like that they introduced a character that's like not even in the game. But granted, it's not going to be like Endgame, right? It's not going to be. Maybe the fans of Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
got that stoked
Yeah.
about it, and I like the Johnny Cage coming aboard, but ultimately they got a lot of making up to do, and they better make this. I want to see a tournament. I want to see an actual tournament where got good and bad are fighting. I want to see fatalities, and I want to see ridiculousness in martial arts, like done in no other way than what Mortal Kombat can bring. That's it.
I agree, man. and even back to the old ones, the very first one that came out, like back when we were kids. I love that movie. It's
Dude,
not
that techno music. Come on,
dude,
you're just gonna go crazy.
See, everyone knows it. Like,
Yeah.
it's great.
It wasn't even made for the movie. It was supposed to be for the show, the video game.
What?
Yeah.
That techno?
Never-
music?
It's crazy how a few weeks ago when we talked about like animated theme songs,
Nobody knew
no one said
It
that.
was
That's
on my
gotta be
list.
goated. That's
of,
got to
like,
be
honorable
like,
mentions.
Dude, even
Was
someone
that
that wasn't into the game knows that. Like,
Yeah.
we could go back in the day when we saw that movie, like with whatever girl we were with,
Yeah.
that would get them hyped, and
Yeah.
they're not even into it. Like, that shows you how powerful that fucking was.
Absolutely.
Oh, I could talk Mortal Kombat for a whole episode.
But I am let down that it's Johnny Cage. I don't know how you're gonna make him. He's
real quick.
annoying.
Favorite Mortal Kombat character? Here you
Scorpion.
go.
Sub-Zero.
I'm corny. I always like the hero, Liu Kang.
I would say Scorpion or
Get over here.
him or Reptile.
Now listen,
Those are my go-tos.
what is the name of Johnny Cage again? I'm sorry.
Carl
Urban.
Urban.
He's a great actor, right?
Yep.
So we're
Sounds
talking
like
The
another-
Boys. We're talking Dread. We're talking the.
Oh shit! Wait, that's
Lord of the Rings.
We're talking Riddick.
that's
Yeah.
Carl Urban.
Yeah. So I
Thor
think,
Ragnarok.
yeah, this guy's on a roll. And if he's getting involved,
Oh,
it makes me
he
want
better
to
not be like the cheesy Johnny Cage that they've had in the past.
We'll
I
see.
have to rewrite that character a little.
So he'll be like a.
AKA
I read a little bit about
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Full circle. We're back.
where he's a fallen actor and he's trying to
should
get
bring
back
him
his
in.
career, man. It's all right. He's a
That'd be
little old,
awesome.
but I like it.
I'm excited for it. I want to see some good fight scenes. Like you said, I want a
Yeah.
tournament.
I just want a tournament.
Yeah.
I want a tournament.
Remember the cartoon when we were kids?
Yes, I do.
Short-lived, but
It was kind of like G.I. Joe
No.
adjacent.
it wasn't really
Remember,
good.
It was on USA Network.
My like 7-year-old brain thought it was pretty cool, but
Yeah.
like wouldn't go back with high expectations.
Steve, before you get on our last topic, let's clean up the chat.
I just want to play Mortal Kombat on my Super Nintendo right
Let's
now.
get let's
So bad.
take a Genesis.
Yeah,
Chris
the
Palooza.
blood code.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Apocalypse.
Walk
How Steve was doing it. Now the New Gods are a hard IP to get over with the folks. Warner
Yeah.
keeps trying, and it just doesn't seem to connect with the average audience. I don't agree. I do agree. It's kind of like the almost like the Immortals. It would kind of be like T. Reichert shows up just to knock Steve. So it says, "Take your time, Steve. Sound it out." Flannel Clean, what's up? Mr. Milktoast, even theirs can't keep the New Gods straight. Is Tom King the one whose run on Batman is savaged by folks?
Yes.
Yeah. Chris Palooza, those nerd clusters better make it to the Civic. I'll see what I can do. Thanks again, Erica. Mr. Milktoast, as long as the Mortal Kombat 2 does better by Johnny Cage than the previous Mortal Kombat 2 from the 90s. Good point.
Yeah, that one was
They killed him off like right in the beginning, didn't they?
Annihilation.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They killed him right in the beginning.
They
Shao
like
Kahn.
punch Goro in the balls and then like
I was a
Kill him
Street
later.
Fighter kid. Those Mortal Kombat kids had issues. Problem.
so you could
Steve-O, hit us with the last one, please.
James Gunn says the next Superman movie isn't a direct sequel, even though it picks up after the first one. John, does this make any sense to you? Or is Gunn just playing word games?
Funny that all the Superman topics got kicked to me. It's almost like I write the thing.
They're
Listen, I think
Superman.
that it's not going to be a direct sequel. I think it's kind of maybe a wait and see, right? Like if the movie crushes, it might be an actual sequel. But if it doesn't, maybe they have to pivot onto something else. But maybe James Gunn is just doing something where he's just throwing, introducing new characters in the universe that's pre-existing. Superman's is going to be in that universe. But the rumors are that it's Batman. I don't want another Superman where it's not Superman's
What do you mean
movie.
that?
The rumors are that like they would introduce in a sequel, it would be Batman. So they would put him in there. I don't want to see
Which
another
Batman
Superman
would
versus
they
Batman.
do?
He would be his own
Is
Batman.
it
it'd be a
completely
different
new-
Batman.
Yeah.
A complete, yeah.
So the Batman, the Robert
not
Pattinson
Pattinson.
Batman, it's its own
Pattinson.
universe. Yeah. He wouldn't exist in James Gunn's DC universe. It'd be a new-
They haven't announced who would play him.
There's slimming down the thing, and I think one is who's the guy that shit.
I'm not sure. Don't look at me.
Who's the guy that who's the guy that we think would be a great Batman?
Oh God, I see. Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett. He's not gonna be Batman, but We
Please.
said on a couple episodes, man, like this guy should be Batman. It was a big
Batnet, give it to
lost
us.
opportunity, especially if you're going to have Damian in here. That means Batman should be a little bit older.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You know, they ended up making like Damien like Timothy Chalamet or some shit.
He's too old.
I'm just
He'd be a good Jason
Making a-
Todd.
making a joke.
Oh, all right. I'm
Nice.
I'm not-
It's
got
too
the tism. All right, so
Calm down.
we'll just clean up the chat. We're out here. Maybe Gunn is saying that the next story doesn't connect with the current one, even though it takes place.
Yeah,
After the
that's
current-
how I took it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's like Rocky. It's like the next Rocky 2 was just, well, no, it was
Different
still
story
Apollo.
told.
But Rocky 3 was, you know,
That's a good point. And Flannel Queen,
Definitely.
I haven't heard that name in a long time. Mr. Milquetoast might make more sense to introduce Supergirl before Batman. They have said Supergirl is going to be the next movie.
Mhm.
And it was announced that the 4 pillars of this universe is going to be Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and Supergirl. Jensen Ackles, yeah, thank you. And then there's another guy too. Who was the guy in that movie where he was a veteran? He saved.
Stallone. You're talking about Rambo? John Rambo?
No.
You're talking about Rambo, right?
No. Oh man, I can't talk about the movie because there's a lot of things you can't say. But I'll post it on social media when I get the name. Anyway, this week, guys, 28 years later drops.
Finally.
We're gonna do an out of theater reaction. Invites on the table for everyone to join, but we'll be posting that. You got any interest in that? You got any interest in 28 weeks later franchise?
I didn't even know they were.
28 years later? 28 days later.
I didn't even know they were doing that.
All right.
Just tells you where I'm at. All right. How about you, Derek?
We said before, I love zombie movies and all this stuff. And the first 2 movies
Yeah, that
were
was great.
awesome. I loved them when I was a teenager. And I was always like, after the 28 weeks later came out, I was like, man, I hope they do 28 years later. Wouldn't that be cool? We're doing it. I feel good about it. The trailers look pretty fun.
I'm gonna have to watch this. I'm fucking clueless.
dude. So Jack Paluzzi, who's in the chat, she lent me her Hulu account so I could watch The Predator. And 28 weeks later is on there. Big Jim, I've been using your, I've been logging into your Hulu, brother. Enjoy One Punch Man, dude. I'm putting it up there for you.
It's so good.
Yeah.
One punch.
But 28 weeks later, I was watching that one. Not as good as I remember. Not as good as I remember. The dad, total fucking asshole.
Yeah, the dad sucks in that movie.
Yeah.
Terrible dad.
And it just shows how weak the British are. You know what I mean?
Take
Yeah.
place.
So this was done in London.
It was in London. They do actually a quick preview in the beginning of the movie. They're like 28 or like 17 days in, like zombies, like London quarantined, and then London was taken over, and they keep like explaining it. But of course, America came in and cleaned up Britain's problems again. So yeah, I'm gonna see that. And what else? Do you guys want to do like true or false next week? You want to try that?
Yeah, we can go to some true or false next week.
So we'll ditch for 1 week. We'll ditch the top 5 and we'll do true or false. Now, guys, that you don't know what we're talking about, we're gonna play around with it a little bit. But for the guys watching, true or false is gonna be something like true or false. David Cornsweat's bigger than Steve. And then
True.
we'll debate it. We'll have a conversation. We'll kick it to Steve. We'll kick it to Derek. We'll kick it to Terry. And we'll have a conversation on that. It can be on anything, but kind of keep it within our sphere. You know what I mean? We'll do 2 each guy.
Mhm.
Is that fair?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right.
That'll be fun.
We're going to wrap this up. Guys, thanks for joining in the chat tonight. I think we had the most comments ever. So really appreciate every single one of you for being here. Chris, you want to pitch Violate the Dress Code real fast? And thank you for coming on, dude. Our first
Spammy,
guest.
man.
Yeah.
You're not spamming.
Round of applause.
We're asking you to do it. We're asking you to
Let's
do it.
go.
Thank you for
Well,
coming.
check us out. Support us if you can. We do all that we can to make sure we, make the best product possible, and try to just grow a really nice, cool community.
Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking into the fucking mic.
So Chris reached out earlier and he said he's taking his brand back to grassroots. He's going to work on building community. So you want to get behind a guy that looks at his business.
We got away from it for a little bit, especially with COVID. Like during that whole cancel culture bullshit, it was just weird. I wanted to kind of stay away from it, get
It's
Yeah.
hard to
You know,
navigate. man.
everybody was just.
No, dude, you're doing it.
I'm
You're
a
doing
very
it.
sarcastic person, and it's hard to get me to talk without saying something stupid.
You're with friends today, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's that. Derek, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at symbolic51. You can also find my business online, Derek Baker Seal Coating and Line Striping. If you need any asphalt repairs, sealing, parking lots done, give us a call. Check us out.
Hey, Terry, where can they find you, buddy?
Hey, we are recording here live at Young Junk, which is at 4001 Main Street. Or no, it's not. It's at 4100 Main Street. My office is at 4001. But we have all of your podcast content, and we are the exclusive premier video podcast production house here in Manayunk. So head to youngjunk.com.
All right.
Steve, what about you?
sbrown2124 at instagramlink.com.
Are you gonna do a Gmail?
At Gmail?
Yeah. What's Debologin? Does he have his own Instagram or
Needs a
what?
virtual
Not yet.
job.
Yeah.
Send them
Dude.
And then, guys,
Gee.
make sure you follow us at where are we at? At
You
the
can-
Muscle Geeks podcast
That's right.
on YouTube, Twitch. We're on Instagram. We're on where else are we?
TikTok.
And Terry told us to talk about the email. So if you guys have questions for us, email us at the Muscle Geeks podcast at Gmail,
That's right.
because we couldn't afford the Muscle Geeks podcast domain.
Wait,
we will.
Somebody had
Maybe
that?
someday.
No,
No.
we're not. We're not.
It'll be fine.
But yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for following us. We'll see you guys next week and get those true and false questions in. All right. Episode 7. We're done. Thank you, guys.
Young John!